All right, here is part 2, so section 2 for the final. All right, match the graphs with their corresponding increasing and decreasing intervals. All right, so we're gonna be paying attention to when they stop at our x values. So I like to just go around and see increasing, decreasing. So first thing I start off with is decreasing, increasing, decreasing, increasing. All right, so increasing, let's see, starts from here to here, and then there to there. So increasing x values from -2 to 0. Okay, I should already be thinking this one. And then it starts again at 2, and it keeps going up as I go to the right to infinity. So I got this first one, my increasing. That option is number 2. Oh wait, what did I say? Yes, number 2. All right. And then my decreasing, so it starts off decreasing, that's -infinity to 2. And then it's decreasing again from 0 to 2. Boom. So 2D. All right, same thing. So the next one, it starts off increasing. It stops increasing right here. Then it does decreasing to right there, and then increasing again. So my next one starts off increasing. So that's a -infinity to when it stops. That is at 0. And then it increases again from 2 to infinity. All right, so that's going to be number 3. Decreasing, it's just that little chunk from 0 to 2. 0 to 2, so that would be B. Increasing, next one, starts off increasing, decreasing, increasing. Starts off increasing, so it starts off from -infinity, and it stops at -4. I already know my answer is going to be 1. It's my only logical one. Then it's decreasing from -4 to -1, so C. And then I don't even have to do number in the next one because I should be able to tell. Increasing from -1 to 1, so that, yep, that is 4. And then decreasing, starts off decreasing to -1, and then again from 1 to infinity. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, that's that first part. Next up is even and odd. So first thing we check is a negative on the inside. And I am running out of room. Let's pretend I made that a little smaller. And that is the same as, so if it's a negative and an odd number, it's going to stay negative. All right, that is not the same as my first one. So I know it is not even. So then I'm going to try with a negative on the outside, which just means I'm going to multiply everything by the negative. None of these are the same, so this is a neither. So first and second aren't the same, second and third aren't the same. So again, we're checking to see, first thing is this and this. That's even. This and that would be odd, and then none of them is neither. All right, so that's a neither, so then I'm going to do the same thing. Boom. And that still turns into -x² plus 10. Those are the same thing. I can stop. It's even. And then I still always start off. If you get the same thing on that first step, you're done. That's going to become negative. Not the same, so I know it's not even. Let's check negative on the outside. Sorry, my pen keeps dying on me. Negative on the outside is going to make it negative x cubed minus 4x. You see how our second one, these two are the same? That means that's odd. Just do a no. Alright, and then we're on to section 3. And by section 3, I meant problem number 3 on this section. It wants the parent function and then the new one. So parent function is the square root function. So boom. That looks ugly, sorry. I'm gonna just do that for all of them. Absolute value one and quadratic. Alright, next up 6, left 3, reflection over x-axis, vertical stretch by 4. Alright. And I'm looking at my handout. You'll be able to use it on the thing. Same thing you use on your test. Reflection over the x-axis. So I'm gonna have a negative and vertical stretch. So negative 4, square root of x, left 3, so it's going plus 3 opposite, and then up 6, so it's 6 on the outside like that. All right, you always want to check to see what things are multiplying first. So stretches and reflections are what I check for first. So reflection over the y-axis and a vertical stretch by 3. Vertical stretch is a 3 on the outside. Y-axis is a negative on the inside, and a right by 3, so minus 3, and then down 4. Boom. All right, next one, we got reflection over x-axis, negative on the outside, and a horizontal stretch by 4. Horizontal is on the inside, so I'm gonna have a negative 4x squared. 4x, and then left 8, so plus 8 squared. And I'm checking my work. Reflection over x-axis is a negative on the outside. Horizontal stretch is in the inside. Good. And then plus 8 is left. Good. All right, match the graph to the equation. I'm gonna think I got the plus 2, so that's gonna go up. Plus 4 left, and then a vertical stretch. So what you honestly could do is graph it. If you're trying to get your absolute value on your graph, when you hit the graph, hit math, go to numbers, absolute value, and then x plus 4 plus 2. Boom. So left 4, then up 2. That's also going to match with this one right here. Maybe I need to check the vertical stretch, but I can see that's what our graph is, even on my calculator. All right. Almost done with this test. Below is a table used to answer the following questions. So f of g of 6, so that means we're going to have f of 6 plus g of 6. So look, we're at 6. F is 3, g is 8, so we get 11. F times g of 0, so f of 0 times g of 0. So f of 0, 6 times 4, 24. F of g, so that's where we're going to have g on the inside of 8. So g of 8 is 1, so then I find f of 1, which is 2. Same thing, opposite way. F of 2 is 7, so g of 7 is 0. All right, same concept, but with a graph. So f of minus g of negative 1, so f of negative 1 minus g of negative 1. I'm just going to write these out real quick because that's what my brain is on. All right, f of negative 1 minus g of negative 1. So f of negative 1, that is at 1 and 3. So 1 minus 3 gives me negative 2. All right, up negative 2, so we're 2 is at 1 and 3 again. Am I tripping? No, I'm not tripping. So 1 times 3, which gives me 3. My pen is dying. It's gonna be a long video. See if anyone even listens. All right, f of g of 5. G of 5 is negative 1, so f of negative 1 is 1. All right, f of negative 2 is 1. So g of 1 is 2. All right, graph the following. This is where we're going to put both of those on our calculator. So I'm going to graph negative 2x minus 1. And then negative x plus 4. We hit, doesn't matter if you hit graph, because what we want to do is it's going to be 2 parts. So I'm going to go second and hit graph, so I pull up the table. What I care about is at 2. So my first one, at 2, it's going to be filled in circle. That's my y1. I'm sorry, it's blue on my calculator, so I got to make it a little. Here's my y1. So when it is at 2, it's negative 5. It's filled in circle with x less than 2. So I'm going to choose 2 numbers less than 2. So at 1, it's negative 3. And 0, it's at negative 1. All right, less than, so it's going to the left. All right, and then I do check my next one. Here's my y2. I always check at 2. It is at 2, it's at 2, and it's an open circle, and then I do big numbers greater than 2. So at 3, it's 1, and 4, it's 0. All right, there's section 2. Is a little long. There we go.